Welcome back, everyone, to the School of Greatness. Very excited about our guests. We have the inspiring, the funny, the very talented Michael Bublé in the house. My
Thanks,
man.
Lewis.
Good to see you, brother.
Man, it's nice to be home. Nice to be with you.
Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you too.
There's so many young artists out there that are great musicians or singers or performers or artists in general who have such incredible talent, but they're missing something. Like they're missing something from breaking through. What's the thing that usually great artists are missing from where they are when you're like, you've got the talent, but you're missing something? What is that missing that a lot of them have to get that opportunity, that breakthrough, that next level?
I don't know, because I can't break through. You tell me.
You can't break through?
Listen, dude.
You've broken through.
I was driving yesterday and I was listening to, I think it's 103.5. Is that what it's called?
Not sure.
The
Radio
LA
station here.
LA
Yeah,
station. And the DJ said, love this song. Not sure why it wasn't a bigger hit. This is Michael Bublé's.
Come on.
I'll never not love you. And my wife was driving. And my wife looked at me and she was like, she goes, what do you think? And I was like, my heart was like, oh. And I was like, oh, my heart hurts. And I was like, I wrote a great song. That song was written with Michael Pollock. Michael Pollock wrote Flowers for Miley Cyrus. And this is a hit song. Damn, we wrote a hit song. And you know what? I made a music video where I spent a ton of dough and the music video was my wife and I going through and it was a sequel. This music video was a sequel to the music video for Haven't Met You Yet that I had made with my wife. You know, and I was like, I have a hit song. I was like, I'm going to make this music video and people will remember the Haven't Met You video. And then when they see this, that it ends, and the surprise ending of this I'll Never Not Love You music video is that it's part 2. They're going to go crazy. Like, I was like, this is going to be a hit. I'm going to have a huge hit. I got a big record company. You know what I mean? I got lots of support. This is going to be big for me. Like, how could it not? And it's funny, man. I listened to the song on the radio yesterday on Coast. It's called Coast. And I was like, this is good, man. And my wife was like, well, why wasn't it a hit? And I said, like, I don't know.
Wow.
I said, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Can I blame, was it my fault for spending so much on a music video and not using that money to do online marketing because I'm too old and stupid to know that that's how it's done now? And people told me, by the way.
They said, hey, do more TikTok, like, do more
yeah,
this.
don't do it. And I was like, but I can't do more TikTok because my TikToks, they don't go out to like, you know what I mean? Like they're reaching the people I have, but they're not reaching other people.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like so the answer is, I don't know, dude. And it's not working for me, man. Like I put out stuff and
you're like, this is a hit. And
it doesn't go. Like higher, dude. Derek Huff. We did a music video together. I love
the music video with Haley.
Dude,
it was a great music video. All the
and by the way, I wrote that with Ryan Tedder and we won the Grammy.
It's a great song.
Didn't do shit.
But it's still, like that's a dream for any artist to be able to hit a Grammy and do.
I understand.
Hundreds of millions of downloads.
I understand, but it didn't
reach billions.
It's not, listen, if you ask people in my record company or my management,
but you're thinking
if you ask them and go, was it a hit? They go, nope.
On a different standard that you guys have. But any artist.
Well, you were asking me about being successful,
about breaking through.
I'm breaking through. I'm not breaking through.
You've broken through though. You've broken through your sellout arena tours. You're on The Voice. That's breaking through. And you've been broken through for 20 plus years.
I guess it never. I
hear you on the songs here and there. I get it.
Dude,
but you've broken through personally in a massive way.
Yeah.
And most people will never break through who have talent.
I don't know. Like they ask me. People ask me all the time. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
I don't understand with all the options that we have why someone blows up or. And then it's even deeper. Then I'm like, okay, so your song blew up.
Now what?
Do you have a
follow-up song?
Do you have a follow-up song? Or more importantly, do you have a sustainable business model that you like, I feel like if you can sell 2 seats today and 2 seats tomorrow, even just that, 2 seats a day, like there's a sustainable business. But how does that young person, there used to be like, dude, when I was coming up, That's what I did. I played clubs. I played restaurants and bars. I
For
played
30 people. Yeah, yeah.
anything. But
Yeah.
you know what? I could go and they would pay me $120 and I could $250 and I could pay a couple sidemen and get, my trio, and it's not there. So now it's like The Voice. Listen to me. I love you, The Voice, but you should not. That should not be where people have to come to get their break. Like
Mm,
The Voice is a really is lovely, but what a experience for any, like, no musician should ever have to come out on stage with someone's back facing them.
mm,
You know, thank God we're not judges. The other show is judges. Oh my God, I would to be a judge. Thank God we're coaches, where it's like
mm.
we don't need to give them
Yeah.
critiques, that we
They've
can
got
just
enough of
say like,
that.
how
Yeah,
can
yeah.
we help you?
I'm curious about you. How do you deal with criticism when you put all your money, heart, and soul into a new song, a new album, a new
Yeah,
project,
yeah.
and you think this is a hit? But for whatever reason, in your interpretation, it doesn't break the goals that you wanted to break. How do you deal with criticism
Mm.
in your career and not take it too personally?
I do take. I will sometimes. I'll just bite my right here. I'll bite right there and I'll just cry.
No.
Ooh.
I was like, "Was he going to show me something here?" I was like, "What is this?" Do you take it personally when
Oh,
people? Does it hurt you though? When
of course it does. It
really?
sucks. Yes, I want to be loved, man.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be loved.
yeah.
And by the way, I'm really good at what I do because I'm insecure, because I'm sensitive.
Mhm.
Like, dude, I will look out to that arena and there's 15,000 people, but I'm not playing to the 14,999 that are grooving. I'm looking at that one dude who's like
Who's on his
this.
phone or who's not? Yeah, yeah,
And it's like that's me. And I'm like, I want to break that guy. I'm gonna break
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna break that guy. And but I'm sensitive. And by the way, I'm the same way at the dinner table.
Yeah.
If you take me and hang out with your buddies, and I feel like there's a silence or there's someone who's not comfortable, I can't handle it, man. I got to make
Mm.
sure that, like,
Everyone's feel good. Everything.
everybody's feeling good and like that's who I am.
Mm.
And my wife tells me that I have a problem with boundaries.
Mm.
She tells me that people take advantage of me,
Mm.
that I'm too kind, and that I can still be kind, but but that I need to. Um,
You need to be kind but firm, like
and
your
I'm
voice
like,
friend.
yeah, like Reba. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just not me. I try my best, man, but yeah, dude, it's just,
Yeah.
of course I get hurt, but I don't want to, I want every, and it's funny. I look at my son, my son Noah, my oldest, and it's like, I look at him and I'm like, oh, dude, you're me. I'm like, you're me, dude. You are, and he'll say things like, no, and then this kid said to me and I was going to punch him in the head. And I'm like, no, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
listening to
yeah.
him like, you are going to ever punch him in the
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
You love to talk tough. And it's one of those things where, and then I would have said, and I could have
But
said,
you did it.
I'm
Yeah,
like, no, you
yeah.
didn't. You didn't. You're just like me. Instead, you said something nice and
Yeah,
tried
yeah,
to de-escalate. And then you walked away and went, oh, kill him.
yeah,
It's just me, man.
yeah.
It's just me.
So how do you stay present with 4 kids, your wife, who's all demand your time and attention in a beautiful way, not in a
Mm-hmm.
negative way?
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay present with continuing to strive to accelerate your career and strive to flourish and develop your family life at the same
I
time?
am failing miserably, because I'm not as present as I should be.
Mm,
And I'm so ambitious and I work so hard that I'm on my phone too much and I'm thinking too much and I'm working too much. And so there's that part of it. It's definitely negative. It's like, I wish that I could put my phone down more. I wish
mm,
that I could. Um, and weirdly, at the same time, I'm also, I also think it's a positive thing that my children can watch their dad work his ass off.
mm,
Like, for me, words are so cheap. And, you want your kids to exercise? Well, go to the treadmill, get on the treadmill every day. And like, they see you do it, they'll do it,
yeah.
and it's like, I want them to know that being ambitious and working hard is a positive thing. Like, and by the way, mom is way better at taking that time and really putting her phone down, but mom works hard too. My
Yeah,
wife,
yeah.
my wife is not only acting, but she's producing and
Mhm.
she's putting together these films and she's writing some of the films and like, um, and so she just does it better than I do, But uh, I am not ready to stop. You know, it's important to me, my career, the creative process, whether it's me making a record or a movie or writing a song, it still fulfills me so much that I have to do it or I'll be unhappy. And if I'm unhappy, probably my wife will be unhappy. And if we're unhappy, the kids will be unhappy. So I'm doing my best, man.
It's interesting because, yeah, I'm going to be a dad in a few months.
Because you don't know right now.
Exactly.
You think you know.
Exactly.
But
and so
you
it's
don't.
shifting in certain ways already because I'm, I didn't tell you this before, but I'm pursuing the Olympics, to play in the Olympics for a sport, for a sport called team handball, which you probably never heard of. It's kind of like water polo on a basketball court.
Yeah, I know
with
exactly
no
what it
water.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen it. Yeah.
okay. It's big in the Olympics, big in Europe.
Yeah.
But was on the
pretty big court too.
Yeah, bigger court than a
Huge
basketball
net.
court. Yes.
Yeah,
Like kind of soccer with your
It's
hands.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it
lot of
sounds
fun.
exactly like I would want to go and hang with my dudes and get wasted and
It's
play
fun.
that.
It's
Yeah.
fun. And so the reason I'm saying this is
Yeah.
because I've been planning to go back and forth from Spain to LA to play professionally, to get back on the USA national team to go to the Olympics,
Okay.
which is here in 3 years in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already starting to be like, oh, I can't go as much when I'm a dad, and I need to really figure out the time. I can't be gone for 6 weeks. Maybe I can be gone for 10 to 12 days. So it's already learning how to.
I love hearing you talk about this.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, what I love is that you have this sort of plan in your head.
Which is all going to go away.
No. But because you just don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know
what you're talking about.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong about all of it.
I'm sure I am.
Oh, you're no, it's not what you're saying. It's how you're saying it.
Tell me. Give me some advice.
Well, because you're saying
you've got the career.
Because exactly what you said was, I know that I should go for this long, and then I should this because I shouldn't be gone for more than this time.
So how do you do with it?
Here's what you're not understanding.
Okay, give it to me.
You're not going to want to be gone for that long.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where this is all going to turn to for you. Because what you can't know, because you haven't met the love of your life yet. And that little girl or that little boy will be the greatest thing that ever happens to you in your life.
Wow.
You have no idea because it's impossible to know. It's like telling someone what jumping in a pool of water feels like if they've never felt water in their, You are about to fall in the deepest way, and you are not going to want to go away for that long. And by the way, the older that little meat popsicle gets, the less you're going to want to go away. You're going to miss them when you don't see them for hours. Forget about
days,
and weeks. And I want to go and do this. You're
so
going to want to do all the things.
How do you navigate your career?
You don't. Your career will fail and suffer in certain ways.
But how have you done it?
I haven't done it. I'm not as big as I should be.
Really?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not. I'm not. I'm most definitely not. I haven't sold the records I should have. I haven't.
You sold 75 million records.
Doesn't matter. I haven't done the amount of tours. I did a lot of that, in a different way before my kids, where
you were grinding 24/7.
Grinding 24/7. My tours were 2 months, 2.5 months at a time. 52 countries. Then you come home and you do the TV show and you do the special and you make there's whatever.
Then you record another album.
And now it's definitely, I do the voice because it's awesome to be on TV and I love the gig, best gig ever.
That's cool.
I love being a part of people's life. Sounds like all cheesy, like you have to be a part of the kids, to help younger. But really, like
it's
people
fun.
were there for me, man. It's so cool to invest your time into watching someone else make their dream come true. But it's easy. The voice is easy.
Yeah.
You get me and Snoop and Reba McEntire and Niall Horan.
Just jumping around, having fun.
No, but we can't. You can't.
Can't fail.
That's not that. It's that you can't get us in a room because we're all busy.
Yeah.
So you know what? You get 5 days. It's intense. 12 hours or whatever it is.
And then it's done.
But we do it. It's intense. And then we're gone. And Snoop goes off and does his thing and Reba or I. And so it's a great gig. I love corporate work. I will tour, but it will be in bite-sized pieces.
Really?
Yeah, man.
How long are you touring at a time right now?
I will not go. Usually, dude, so here's how you should tour. If you're a responsible touring artist and you want to make millions and millions of dollars, not just for you, but for the band and the agency, you should go for at least, without a doubt, a month. At the very least, 1 month gone. More. It should be more. It should be 6 weeks. That's enough. to make sure that your crew, your travel, you're not bringing people in and out. You know, everybody's there, and economically,
Mm.
it's
You
responsible.
maximize it. Yeah.
You maximize it. You know, it's expensive to tour, and
It's a lot.
you know, and then you know after that month and a half, then everybody gets their week off or their week and a half, and then you're back, and now
Yeah.
you're gonna go to the next country. Well, my last two tours were 3 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks on, three, you know,
So 3 weeks was the most.
the most, dude. And of course,
And you bring in the
my
family and you.
accountant, my dad, my manager, you know, they were going, dude, do you know how much you're leaving
Yeah.
off the table? Do you know that, you know, you didn't go to that? You could have gone and played 2 shows in that country and two in, you know, you could have gone and played 4 in London and then 4 in Manchester. And I was like, no, no. And so, yeah, it's hurting me for sure, man. But I'm just telling you, honestly, not because this gorgeous camera's on my face, but I will be miserable. I'll be miserable.
Really?
Yeah, what? I need to to play more shows and make more money or have more power. And that's what kids can do for you, you know? That's what family can do for you. And it's funny, it's very sweet for me to sit here and watch you.
Hmm.
And, you know, and right now you're hearing me and you're trying to process it. But again, it's impossible to process,
Yeah.
man. You know what? You're going to want to work. You're always going to want to be fulfilled. And you know what? You're smart enough to look at your wife and go, hey, this fulfills you too. I
Hmm.
love, you know, she's probably really happy when and she probably complains too, like we all do. And she probably goes, man, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, 15 hours on set and
Mm.
I'm going to just be, you know what my wife would say to me constantly? She does now. We just came from Argentina. She made another beautiful movie.
No.
And she was like, I think I'm done.
Really?
She's like, I think I'm done. By the way, she's done this in a loop.
She said this every 2 years,
I'm
right?
done.
Yeah.
It's too much. I
Yeah.
just want to, and then I'm going to be a mom. It's enough to be a mom. I love being a mom. And then we get home and she's home for 4 months.
She misses it.
And all of a sudden she's sitting there going,
What do I do?
I'm just a mom. You know, she's like, this is all I do. I'm just a service to drive them to school and take them to sports. And I'm like, babe, because you're a beautiful, incredible actress and businesswoman, and I see how much light is in her eyes when she's on a day on set and the scenes are intense and challenging and she's tired, and I can see how fulfilling it is. And
Yeah.
I'm the same and you're the same and
Yeah.
your wife is the same, but both of us have really tried to basically take it on as best as you can under the situation. That's it.
So what advice do you have for me then? Or what advice do you have for yourself looking back before you had your first child, where
Oh.
you were like, this, I'm going all in my career and this, nothing's going to stop me. Would
I
you have
did it
done
all
anything
right.
different? You
No,
did it
man.
right.
I did it perfectly.
Okay.
And I'm doing it perfectly. And yeah. Will I sell as much or be as big or no? But will I ever look back and go, oh my God, I missed the greatest moments of life. Dude, I've watched so many people that I know in this business and other businesses, and they
Struggle in there.
well, they missed it, man. They
They
missed
missed-
the kid, especially the kids at this age, you know, till they're 12 or 13. They were working and kind of hurrying up the whole thing, and then they realized that they searched for those feelings, and they searched for that, for the joy of, you know, listen, dude, my kids won't remember last night. I'm just telling you. We watched Finding Dory or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Okay. And all 4 of my kids were in our bed between me and my wife. I tickled them, you know, gave them tickles on they love their hair getting, you know, and they'll never remember that. They'll never remember falling asleep in my arms. And they'll never remember that I carried each of them to bed, because we make a bed in the room where they can. And for them, they won't. You know, they'll probably remember family holidays or that time that dad spazzed out when their marks weren't good or whatever. But those are the greatest memories of my life. and they're happening daily. And I
Wow.
don't want to miss it, man. I know I sound all cringy and
Oh, that's
like
beautiful,
I'm being
man.
too sloppy, and I'm so sure I'm right. I'm so sure I'm right. And if I'm wrong, let me be wrong. But um, I don't understand people who have kids and don't feel this way. I don't understand it. I almost lost mine. Maybe that changed things, that our son had a diagnosis that we thought we were going to lose him, and it made us even more. But that's not even true, because before that, I was already
All in.
all in, man. And, you know, I just, my dad said it many times. I asked him his advice. Dad, we're pregnant, or I don't know, my wife, I don't know what I'm doing. And he would just say the same thing to me. He'd say, partner, calls me partner, my Lewis. He'd say, partner, no one knows what they're doing, but I can tell you this. He'd say the days, the, the years are short, but the days are long. Or the days are, excuse me, the days are long, but the years are short. And he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
How could I not get sentimental and emotional
Yeah,
about
man.
this? Yeah.
What is the biggest lesson fatherhood has taught you then?
Oh, it just changed everything, man. It's just changed everything. It changed. I mean, listen, man, we're in a world where people are pretty cynical, and people will say things like, people don't change, tigers don't change their stripes, a leopard never changes its spots. Yeah, you do change,
What was the biggest thing that changed about you
Oh
when you
my
had
God,
kids?
my level of empathy,
Oh,
how much deeper my faith got. Um, uh, you know, God, a lot less ego driven.
really?
Yeah,
Before it was all about you
all
and
about me, all about power, career,
Really?
fame, ego, you know. Oh, for sure. For sure. And now I realize, it's sad, but as I'm about to hit 50 in a few months, I'm like, man, I thought my legacy would be the music. I thought it'd be the songs I wrote, or some kind of, at Christmas, I'm in everybody's, I'm in everybody's
Everyone's playlist,
living
man.
room
Yeah,
and
yeah.
playlist. And then I realized, wow, that's none of it.
Really?
None of it will be, no one will remember any of that. My legacy will be, um, how I made people feel, not what I said, not what I did. And one day, when I'm gone, people will come to my kids and they'll say, I met your poppy.
Wow.
I met your poppy when he was peeing
On the School of Greatness
at the
show
School of Greatness show.
in the bathroom.
And the guy that he used to see that was a janitor at Warner Records, and your dad was such a nice man.
Wow.
That's the stuff that is it, dude. That's all we got, dude. In this lifetime anyway.
That's it, man. Because if you're like the most famous singer of all time, but you're a jerk to everyone, that's what people are going to remember.
Not even a jerk. It's like, use your greatness, man.
Yeah.
Before the camera started, and you and I were talking about kind of Rolex and branding. I'm so proud to be the face of Rolex. I've been the face of Rolex for however many years.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
But branding isn't the watch you wear. It isn't the drink you have in your hand. It is the consistency of every single relationship, discussion, meeting a dude in the bathroom. Like, and by the way, you don't have to be nice. You can be a prick.
But that's your brand.
But if that is consistent,
that's your brand.
Yeah, man,
it's your reputation. What your reputation is your brand.
Consistency.
Yeah.
It is your reputation. Is that you? And we're allowed to make mistakes, and we're allowed to screw up, and we're allowed to be young and stupid and we all do it, like all of us. And then we're allowed to grow. And you don't need kids to learn how to do that. You just, sometimes it's just a little bit of age and all that.
Did you think about branding growing up when your grandfather was taking you to the jazz clubs and nightclubs? Were you thinking, or were you more just like, how do I be the best singer that I can be and best artist, performer? Or when did you start thinking, oh, my voice alone isn't what's going to make me great or successful or reach the goals that I want to reach. I need to be thinking strategically about the business, about relationships, about PR, marketing, branding. I need to be collaborating. Like, did you think about those things?
No, that literally, those thoughts didn't start really affecting me till I would say maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Come on, when you're 45?
No. Yeah.
Come on.
Totally.
You didn't think about any of that stuff?
Mm-mm.
You just led with like, I've got the greatest voice in the world, and I'll just
I
make
was
that.
like, I'm a good entertainer. I love what I do. I used to talk about, I used to, I remember meeting Gordon Ramsay, and I was like, dude, you and me, we're the same. And he was like, what do you mean we're the same? And I was like we're both kind of like chefs, and we love what we cook, you know? But more than that, I think we love who we cook it for. And that's how I thought of myself. I was like, dude, and you know what's weird? The only thing I was serious about was, and this is going to sound weird as a Canadian, even at like 15, at 14, I love the Great American Songbook. I love jazz. I love the writers, the arrangers, the orchestrators. I love the musicians. You know, you just said Les Paul. Dude, I would sit and listen to Les Paul and Mary
Really?
Ford. And I mean, my grandpa used to put these records, and he would have this thing where you could put a record player and tape it onto the cassette.
Uh-huh.
And then I would like find the song. I'd find like, I'm confessing that I love you. And I would listen to it like over and
Wow.
over, over and over. And I was always like so afraid. And I would think like, man, why am I the only one my age that digs this the way I do? Why are they not hearing
Mm,
how unbelievable this is? How can they not? Even at that age, I was like, how can they not understand the artistry? How do people my age not get, God, this is so good. Like, this is grooving harder than any hip hop groove I've ever heard. Like, this is melodically, this is genius. This is incredible
mm,
storytelling. Like, my God, the artistry, the musicianship, the singers, the songwriters, like, and I was so protective of it that even
really?
before I was ever even successful, I was like hoping there'd be more people like me. So every time, like when I met Amy Winehouse for the first time, I was so excited. I remember hearing her, and I was like, oh my God, she's real. She's
Wow.
authentic. Like,
What was that like meeting
oh, she
her?
was awesome. She was like, she was awesome. She was funny, and she didn't think it was going to happen for her. I
You met her
remember.
before she became
Oh yeah,
famous.
yeah. We would do
Really?
like these weird like shoots for like these kind of indie mags and stuff, and
Really?
yeah, and there
When
was
was
like,
this? When did you meet Amy?
oh God, I would be at that time. I was probably 27.
But so you'd already
Yeah, I
taken off at
mean,
that point then.
no, I wasn't really, things weren't going so, I mean, people didn't really know who I was till I was 28, 27,
Okay.
28.
So
But they
right
didn't
before.
know, they only knew in the Philippines or like South Africa
Right,
or
right.
like,
Because you weren't big in America yet.
oh no, no, no.
But how old
But
was
I
it?
was, so in England, I was like doing, I was doing like, you know, I was signed to Warner, and I would go and do, you know, some like kind of event where they'd have like the upcoming
Right.
people of jazz, and it
Sure,
would
sure.
be me and Jamie Cullum, who I'm still in love with, Jamie Cullum,
So how old was
and
Amy
Amy.
then when you met her around this time?
Probably, I'm gonna get, well, how
Because she was
old
27 when she
when
passed,
she
I think. I
passed?
think she
Yeah,
was 27.
um, young. She's
S-
20, 21,
Okay,
probably,
so
like just a
wow.
kid, you know, like, I mean, I was just a kid too, even
Yeah.
though we go like, oh, you were 27, but um, but I was so excited, and I remember, um,
Did you guys ever sing together?
no.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
No,
an
no.
amazing
And I
collab.
remember too, like there was the guy named Peter Sincati, and a kid in Canada named Matt Dusk. And and people, I remember like the producer at the time, this producer I worked with, he would go to me, he'd say like, hey man, aren't you worried like about those other people? Like, you know what I mean? That they're going to take, you know, they're going to take the position. Of course, Harry Connick Jr. was before
Right.
us. And dude, I was still to this day, man. That's like my,
He's great.
if I'm wasted in the bus with my dudes and we're going to have like a party night, the first thing that goes on is Blue Light, Red Light, one of his great records
Wow.
that he wrote stuff and orchestrated. And he's a genius, man, genius. And it's like, he was our godfather, man. He like was a big, you know, just this big part of letting us get in.
Mm.
And I remember this producer kept saying to me, hey man, you know, you got to be the one. And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, what do you mean? And I don't know why, but my dad and I would talk about it. We'd always make the analogy of a furniture shop. And my dad would say to me, "Hey Mike, would you rather would you rather own a great furniture store? You know what I mean? And it sits on the street and you get the people coming by, or would you rather have a subculture where you had all these amazing furniture stores and they were all special and different, and it was, you know what I mean, Diana Krall and Leve and Jamie Cullum and Peter Sincati and Amy Winehouse in it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And Gaga, who I love Gaga too.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, man, that's how we keep it alive. Like, that's how we keep it alive, by building a subculture of all of us doing it in weird and different ways. And then like me going to Snoop, I go to Snoop all the time. And I'm like, dude, you understand, man. You're like you're kind of like Louis Armstrong in a way where,
Wow.
you bridge the gap between this kind of music and a brand new generation. And my music works with your music, even though people might think that's weird. They shouldn't. Like, the roots of jazz and swing are where your music came from, dude.
Right.
Like that is, and so when you actually, if you took a stencil and you took like gin and juice, I know this sounds silly,
Uh-huh.
man, and you
Break it
took a
down for me.
stencil,
Break it down for
well,
me.
man, you took a stencil of gin and juice and you put it out there, and then you took a killer ripping swing song that was just grooving and cooking, and you put them on top of each other, you would find way more similarities
Wow.
than you'd ever find differences. Like, it is the root, man. You know what I mean? It's different stylistically,
Sure.
but that thing that we love is just swing. The boom, 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 boom. It's swing. It's what it is. It
Wow.
comes from rhythmically that soulful, gorgeous place. And so I just love that. I love watching all those things grow together. And damn, man, I'm a protector of this stuff. Like, I
Wow.
want this to go long after I'm gone. I hope that I can find a young kid who,
Things like you.
dude, there's a kid in England that I just wrote on Instagram. I don't remember his name, but I found him, like George or something his name is. He's good, man.
Wow.
He's good.
I
And
saw you
he's
bring that.
too young, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
good. And I'm like, you know what?
6, 7 years of
I'm gonna give him
development.
a call, and you know what? Maybe I'll help him produce a record, or maybe I'll do something where
Wow.
he can sort of be the next dude. Maybe he can take over. I don't know if he's a great entertainer. I don't know what he sounds like live, but I'll go check it out and
That's
find out.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, you did that. I saw the video of you with the guy who, like the mom who like brought the kid up on stage.
Yeah, the
with
little
you,
guy
and
Sam, I remember
Sam,
that.
was that his name? Or he's
Yeah.
like, and you're like, Sam can sing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You did
yeah.
a whole little intro.
Sam couldn't just sing. That night I remember being real. I had done that was one of 12 nights at I think it was the O2 or one of those places,
In London.
or it was in Manchester. It was somewhere. I'd
Wow,
done a
somewhere in
lot though.
England.
I just remember that my voice was crushed.
You were like, you come up and sing, give me a break.
Part of it was like, now that'll show up in like my algorithm sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, damn, Sam couldn't just sing. He sang that better than me. Like, he did. He sounded
great.
better than me at that point. I was like, oh, damn, Sam. Yeah.
When was that? Do you remember?
Dude,
I wonder what he's up to now.
I don't know. He tried. I think his mom and him
didn't
tried
pan
to
out,
go and
but
do some, like,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
That's great, man. Hypothetical situation. Let's say you could only do, you can only perform with one person, female and male, still alive, and
Mhm.
one female male who's no longer with us. You know, I'm sure you could pick from thousands of people who are all great, but who would you personally want to do a duet with or sing with who's alive still,
Mhm.
male and female, and someone
Mhm.
who's passed, whether you perform with them already or you haven't?
Oh, dang, this is a very
And
good
what
question.
song would you want to do with each one of them? Whether it be your song, their song, a cover of another song, putting you on the spot.
No, it's a great question. I mean,
Who
I
would you-
think
yeah.
someone dead, I think would be one of two would be either, and as a male, it would be Dean Martin, or it would be Elvis.
Wow.
One of those two.
That'd be incredible.
I think Elvis, it would be,
What song?
oh man, probably something that would be easy to harmonize to, like something like, I was gonna say a ballad, but it might be more fun to sing, just something that swung real hard, like get I don't know what it's called.
How's it go?
Goes, I've been searching over mountains and the valley too. I've been running all the way. Baby, I think it's called Trying to Get to You.
Uh-huh.
And man, it would just like the
Wow.
guitar just rips, and
Okay.
that would be amazing. And then Dean, I think probably Everybody Loves Somebody Sometimes, because I've always been a huge Dean Martin's
Wow.
a fan, and I think it's one of my favorite songs because of the content, the lyrical content. There's a line that I think is so wonderful and romantic.
What's
And I
that
always think about it's the last line. Everybody loves somebody sometime, and although my dream was overdue, everybody, oh God, um, no, it's the line. If I had it in my power, I would arrange for every girl to have your charms. Then every minute, every hour, every boy could find what I found in your
Oh
arms.
my
And
gosh.
I
That's
always thought that
chills.
was really so sweet and like so cool. And dude, the way he delivered it was effortless.
Wow.
And he was my favorite. And again, more of a favorite because of not just because of what he did musically, but how in all the people that I met, in this business, when I heard about how he treated people, that's that's
Mm,
what I heard. I
wow.
heard good things. And by the way, the same thing about Elvis. It
He
was the
treated
same
people well. Yeah.
kindness, empathy,
Yeah.
humility. Um,
Wow.
and I didn't hear that about some of the others who I had idolized,
Hmm.
you know. So
What about female? Let's go
female,
over here.
that is a great question. It really is. Um, man, it's a great question. Um, God, it's hard not to say. It's interesting because it's hard not to say Reba McEntire for someone who's now because I love her. She is people ask me often about the voice and they'll say like, what's Snoop like and and it's like, hey, you know what? If Snoop is awesome, but the gangster is Reba
Really? Why?
because she's like that woman is kind and she's classy and um, but she is so her. She is that's it. She's her. She's so comfy in her skin and she's tough if she has to be, but always kind. She's
Hmm.
firm, but always fair. Um, she's just so cool, man. Like she's so
Wow.
cool. Always with
Wow.
a smile, always courteous, but you know, you don't mess with her.
Mm,
Nobody messes with Reba. No way. And she's still it's the greatest. I mean, what a voice.
yeah.
I love country music. I mean, for me, and it's weird, I know for people, but country music and the Great American Songbook are like the same thing.
Similar. Yeah.
They are. They're the same. It's like when I think about Patsy Cline, or I think about Willie Nelson, or I think about Hank Williams, or I think about Reba, it's like that's the American Songbook.
Wow.
I mean, I'm young enough where that probably should be the American Songbook. You know what I mean? And country swings too. So alive, probably Reba. I really love her a
Wow.
lot. Uh, and she's I just had dinner with her and it's funny because she's the one I said, how you feeling about everything? And she said to me, she goes, man, I had no idea how hard it was going to be to get here. She said, but she said, but getting here was nothing close to as hard as it is to stay.
We were talking about this before
Yeah,
we started the camera that,
yeah.
you know,
We were just at sushi and she literally said to me, she's like, staying is hard. You have to,
it's hard to get to the top or make it, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard to make it
yeah,
whether you're an athlete and you win a
yeah,
championship or
yeah,
you've got some
yeah.
level of success or in
Hmm.
business or an artist, you have a hit song, but it's hard to stay a hit
Yeah,
for years. It's
yeah,
like maybe some people do it for a year or
yeah,
two and
yeah,
then it's hard for them to replicate.
yeah.
How have you been able to do that for 20 plus years?
Well, it's interesting. It's a great. I mean, listen, it's an interesting question because I don't think there's an answer for it. I only say that because I think it really is in the eye of the beholder, and I think that firstly, Dead, female artist,
Mm,
Keely Smith, who I
okay.
knew and I loved. She used to sing with Louis Prima. If I could go back,
Wow.
have Keely when she was young and the best. I think that success now is relative,
Hmm.
and I mean to say really logistically relative,
Mm,
because I can go and tour, I could sell tickets, you know what I mean? Um, I think my brand is pretty good. Um,
You got great. You got the face of Rolex. You
Yeah,
got
man.
brand deals. You're on The Voice. You got
Great.
opportunities. Christmas. You got all these things that are crushing.
But I don't have 60 million followers.
Yeah, you know,
And if you ask my kids who's more successful,
Taylor Swift.
no, not even. It's like you ask my kids, like if there's a 20-year-old artist out there who has 60 million followers, and you go like, and my kids are like, Dad, we love you, but you're not at that level. You know what I mean? And this business has become very strange. I don't know if you ever have these conversations with musicians, but it's very strange because there's a big difference between successful and perceived as successful.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, and I know what my manager would say. My manager would say is, dude, listen, look at the statements at the end of the year, Bublé. You're successful.
Yeah, yeah.
But
There's also a lot of people with a lot of followers that make no money.
well, but
they're seen
super
as
duper famous.
Yeah, yeah.
And they really do change culture. You know what I mean? And they have a footprint in the in the lexicon of music or whatever it is. So it's a weird. It's like and there's very few that have both. There's Taylor Swift, but like, you know, so it's a weird question. It's like, and by the way, I'm this insecure, you know, I'm like this insecure, and I always will be. Like, you know, how come I don't have more followers? Why does my wife have way more followers than me? You know, like my wife is I don't even know what I have on Instagram.
My wife has more than me too.
Does she?
Yeah, well, she's huge in Mexico. Yeah, we can't walk around the streets in Mexico.
Same, same. That's exactly, dude. I hold the
not because of me, because
I
of
hold
her.
the camera.
Yeah, me too, man. It's like mobs.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah. And then they're like, "Oh wait, it's Bublé."
yeah.
But here's what you got to start doing.
Yeah.
Something I did actually before I met my wife. We have about 1.5 million subscribers on our Spanish YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
So when I'm in Mexico, a lot of people come up to me who are fans of the podcast in Spanish.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you got to start doing music in Spanish now.
I've done a couple things, but yeah, you're right.
That's the next level too. It's
dude,
like,
and I love it. Like,
interviews in Spanish, all that stuff.
Latin
You're
music.
fluent, right?
When you say fluent,
yeah,
how is yours?
I can understand a lot.
Puedo tener una conversación con vos. I can have a conversation with you, pero es difícil para mí con verbos, con conjugación, con verbs and conjugation.
Mismo.
I get lost very easily.
Yes. Argentina Spanish is very different too.
My kids will say like, they'll just always make fun of me and be like, why does mom speak such good English, but your Spanish sucks? And I'm like, oh God.
I know. I can understand probably 60-70%.
Yeah.
Entiendo 50% cuando tú hablas lento conmigo. Pero necesito hablas lento.
Yes, I understand.
And clean.
Sí.
Limpio.
Limpio. Sí.
Yeah, exactly. But
on The Voice, they always get mad at me.
Why?
Because every time a Latin artist comes, I go, hola, mi amigo, bienvenido de voz. And like Snoop goes, oh, mother...
Because you can do a little bit. If you can do a little, it goes a long way.
I can have a conversation. I can like, if you put me in the street in Mexico,
you're good.
I'm good, dude.
That's great,
I will get where I need to go. I can do it all.
I can get where I need to go, but I sound like a baby. You know, I went to the barber in Mexico, and I'm like, okay, for 30 minutes we can understand each other, but I do not sound good at all.
My wife always say, "You talk like a caveman."
A caveman, yeah, exactly. I sound like a baby.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So back to the fame and success then.
Yeah.
What has money, fame, and success taught you?
Oh God, that it's fleeting. Fame is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. Listen, dude, I still struggle with making sure that I separate who I am from what I do. And it's hard to do. There's a reason I never left Vancouver. Like we were talking about where we live, and dude, I was very sure that I needed to stay in Vancouver, and I felt like it was because I wasn't strong enough. If I had gone to LA to live, I probably, you know, not at this point now, but early on, I would have got washed into this, you know, wanting to be cool and be with that group of people, and you know, them bringing me in, and so it was really nice for me to stay in Vancouver with all of my friends that I went to high school with and elementary school with that still treat me like shit.
That's funny. Like you're in a fantasy football league with, and
they do. If you see my group chat, it's just like, and it's funny, man. Like it's brutal. Like if you showed up in us going golfing or something, if you heard them talk about me, you know, the amount of just disrespect and like but that's how it should be.
You love
Like,
it. Yeah. Well,
yeah, dude.
it brings your ego down.
Oh my God, I never left. And so I got my mom and dad live 4 blocks away. My
Wow.
best friend lives 7 houses away.
Wow.
Um, and so
How do you separate your identity
my
as a,
kids go to the elementary school I went to.
that's cool.
It's like the
That's cool.
same public school. It's, you know.
Then how do you separate your identity of who you are with the fame, success, and money that you have?
Oh, I always, I know it sounds so stupid, but I always, when I'm even with my kids know. My kids are like, Poppy, why are you putting? They'll call it the bat suit. Why are you putting on the bat suit?
So your suit when you're on
Dude,
stage,
bat
or
suit when I'm on stage, and I become him. I become that guy. And
who is that guy?
oh, he's so cool.
He's the coolest.
He's so
He's
cool.
the most charismatic.
He's so charismatic. He's Teflon. Nothing could ever affect him. He's funny. He's quick. He's, debonair and so all the things that I am most definitely not in real
Really?
life. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I told my dudes on The Voice, like, because, like even the kid that won 26, Sofronio, we would be backstage and he would say, "Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Bublé, for helping me." And I'd say, like, "Hey, dude, this dude, yes, sir." I'd say, "This dude doesn't exist when you get on stage, okay?" He'd say, "Yes, sir." I'd say, "No, dude, you're about to become Batman, okay?" And he did. He, boom. And he performed and it was like,
Really?
yeah, man.
So what is
Yeah.
that? What is the alter ego for you then? Is it a Batman imagination, or is there, you have a name for it? Because
No, it is just the alter ego. It's like, it's for sure, it's the alter ego. It's like I become.
because Beyonce's got it, Gaga's got it. Like everyone seems like they got it,
Yeah.
and they're different when they're not on stage.
Absolutely. And for me, I guess it's probably about protecting myself in many different ways, spiritually, mentally, becoming him on stage. I think it's more attractive
Right.
to people
Then an insecure.
than
Yeah.
than me being, I can still be stupid and self-deprecating, but most definitely, no, it's like, you're, you know,
You're him.
you're him. Listen, me doing The Voice, there was a method to the madness. I said no for so many years.
Really?
My manager was like, "Listen, you want to make movies, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm an actor." And he said, "You want to make, do TV show?" I said, "Yeah." And it was like, "Hey, then let's do The Voice because these people know you. They know you. You go on the odd interview or, the converted come to see you in arenas all over the planet and they know you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know you.
Interesting.
And so he was like, "I think this is a really great chance for people to really get to know you." And so,
Your full personality.
yeah. And I was like, you know what? All right. And I had no idea I'd love it so much.
Wow.
But I think where this is going to is that's the next step, right? Is for me to go now into and to make movies. And
That's
again,
the next step, huh?
yeah, that
Wow.
is the next step. It is happening as we speak. And
Wow.
and I think it was nice for me to be able to not shock the audience
Wow.
by, you know what I mean, by going into that. It was nice to have that nice little
Bridge.
bridge.
That's interesting,
to
man.
evolve. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you learn about this kind of alter ego? Did you?
I was 14 and it was
Really?
the alter ego. Yeah. Because I was on stage and when I was that young, 15 or 16, whether it was sit-ins at jazz clubs, my grandpa would sneak me in. I was, way under drinking age, which is 19 in Canada. And even then I had started to build this alter ego,
Really?
who I, and the funny part is that I didn't have a chance to go and see Bobby Darin or Frank or Dean or any of those heroes. And so it really, it was, it really came from, just sort of failing a lot. And, I probably looked like such a spaz. I probably did.
Was there like a moment where you're like, I'm going to try something else? I'm going to try to imitate one of my heroes on stage?
No, I did.
Or...
And I did Broadway shows too before. People don't know that too. I was in a lot of theater. I did a lot of theater. Like I did either whether they were musical reviews or just straight theater. And so I was sort of finding, and by the way, even vocally, I talk about this a lot, but vocally, I was like, I didn't know what I sounded like.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like I was taking a little bit of Frank and mixing it with a little bit of Elvis and Ella Fitzgerald's vibrato and a little bit of the way that Bing would drop his epiglottis. And And
Wow.
Dean, the way he would, um, everybody loves somebody sometime. He would do these little flips with his voice,
Mhm.
and and then I would go and listen to the Ink Spots, and I would go, oh, I like the way that he sings in his head voice. If I didn't care, and I would steal all of these,
Mm.
and I talk about this too much, but it's the truth. I
And
would
then you
like,
mix it together.
and how did Frank? Wow, Frank, why does he sound so good when he sings? I've got you under my skin. Oh, he's really hard on those. I've got you. Those e's and u's and the vowels, and I would like just impersonate all these different people, and Sarah Vaughan and Peggy Lee, and the way that Louis Armstrong would
Mm.
sit way behind the beat, and then I just
Mm.
become just this probably really bad impersonator of all these, depending on the song or the
Wow.
stuff. And then all of a sudden one day it was like, oh no, now I found this,
Wow.
So
I love how you just explained your whole
yeah,
life
I
of like
still do
putting
it too,
it. It's
dude.
a beautiful,
It's funny.
man.
I watched Chris Martin in this. Can't remember what song it was that he'd written, but he did this interview and he was like, "They, how'd you write this song?" And he was like, "Oh,
Is this where he's
I
on the piano talking about it in
yeah."
the
And he's like,
interview?
"I did this
It's
impersonation of,
amazing, right?
was it? I think it was Neil Young. That he was like, I did this impersonation of Neil Young, how I thought Neil Young would do it." And I was like, "Holy shit, Chris, that's what I like. That's it. Like, oh, so you basically started to
Hmm.
become him, and when you did, that's where that, you know what I mean? That's where
Uh-huh.
the song. And so even today I do it. Like, I was writing a song. I just wrote like a holiday song called Maybe This Christmas and I was on the guitar, and I'm a terrible guitar player, but I was sitting in my room and I was feeling no pain, and I started to, I wrote, so I played the first chord and I was like, oh, I know what it is. I was like, I've been running all my life. I, and, but I didn't do it as me.
Who'd you do it
I
as?
did as Willie. So I was like, how? Because it sounded real country. And I went, I was running all my life. I've been trying to get it right. And I did this bad, it's bad, but sentimental ain't a thing. And it was like this bad Willie Nelson.
Mm.
But when I did it, and I sort of thought, how would I do this? And it just happened. And it was like the song came together, and I was like, this is perfect. But you become these people, these influences.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only got a few final minutes with you. Your team's letting me know we got to get you off to the next press thing you're doing.
It's not oppressing. You know what I'm doing?
What's that?
My wife is, I want to say, the most frugal human being. She's, but frugal with our money.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and I said to her, like, she's got all these red carpets. She just made a movie that's so good.
Wow.
It's not out yet, but we're going to have
Spanish movie, right?
Spanish movie.
I'll have to
It's a
watch it.
true story. And she like, anyway, she's going to win a bunch of awards, and I'm going to have to go to a bunch of red carpets,
Uh-huh.
and she needs
To look good.
to clothes. She needs looks, red carpet looks. And she was like, don't worry, I'll just go to wherever. And I was like, no, we should get a stylist. And she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, do
yeah.
you know how much it costs to get
That's
there?
a lot.
So I'm going home, and the stylist has pulled a bunch of stuff
Nice.
for all these red carpet things.
For you both.
No, for her.
Okay.
And she's gonna, and I know her so it's like we've told the stylist, like, please put away this pipe, because she'll look at stuff and she'll be like, I hate it. And it's like, you don't hate it. You hate it because
The price is so high.
the price is high, and she's protective of.
Wow.
It's not.
It's
She's
nice,
not
though.
cheap.
It's
She's
nice.
just protective of.
That's good.
So that's what I'm doing.
That's cool.
We have what time is it right now?
It's time to get you out of here. It's 12:48.
Yeah, so 1 o'clock they're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be at the house. Don't
Okay.
worry though. Whatever.
Okay,
She'll be fine.
We'll be a
As
few
long as she
minutes
doesn't
left.
look at the price tags.
As long as she can get started without you. Yeah, I see. But I have a few final questions
Sure.
for you, because I do want to respect your time and your wife and don't want you to be too late. What do you think is the biggest thing holding you back from being the next level of you as either a person in your career, in all areas?
Oh, nothing now. Nothing. I'm in such a good place, man. I like me.
That's
And
good.
I'm comfy.
That's good,
I'm
man.
good in my skin.
That's great.
I think I probably sound better than I ever sounded. I am
On interviews or actually on stage?
no, like
Yeah.
music wise,
Yeah.
I'm very confident, and what's really weird too is that I've come to this place where, man, I have a friend, and he always says to me, "Cool is as cool does." And, so many people are trying to be cool and they're real worried about looking cool.
Uh-huh.
And I think I've hit this point where, you know, I'm like, man, I don't think it's cool to try to be cool. I think it's cool to be comfy in your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? And yeah, it might sound all cringy, but we are in a cynical world
Mm-hmm.
where, you're about to bring, you know, children in. And if I'm not part of the solution of making it a better, brighter, sweeter, kinder place, then I'm part of the problem. And so I'm good with just doing
Mm.
what I do.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm very good. Like,
that's
so
great.
yeah,
That's
nothing's
great, man.
keeping me from it.
You've got I've got two final questions, but
Sure.
you've got 20-year anniversary of your album coming out.
Yeah.
You got The Voice, which is out. You got, great content on social media. I think you're going on tour later this year, or a little bit for 1 week at a time, maybe, or
Yeah, I'm doing a
something.
little tiny things.
Little
Yeah.
stuff here and there. Where can people connect to really be involved in your world more and really see what you're up to? And from the album to The Voice, like, how can they support you?
They don't need to support me. They don't need to. They've already done that. It's funny, man. I just went on a Disney cruise.
I saw the post about
And
that.
yeah,
That
man.
looked awesome.
And my friends were like,
Antarctica, is that what it was, or what?
hey,
Where, was it Antarctica, or
it was Alaska.
Alaska? I was
And
thinking Antarctica.
some of my friends in the business called me and they were like, Are you an idiot? They were like, why you went on a Disney cruise? Like just you and your family? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, did people make you crazy? And I was like, no. I was like,
It was
I did a
awesome.
lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And they were like, but did you get to like
Enjoy.
Did you enjoy it? And I was like, yeah. And I said the truth. I was like, those people, I made a million pictures. But without those people, I never could have afforded to go on a Disney cruise. It's
Right.
expensive.
It's expensive, man.
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, I could have done it without all those people. You know what's funny? I've tried lately because I'm old. Like I'm not
But you
old.
look
old.
young, man.
I'm not
You look
old in
so
that way.
young.
I was old in like 10 years ago or 8 years ago. Everyone was like, you really should concentrate on your social media. And I was like, social media? No one's ever going to watch social media, And so, but now I have this like really, I love connecting with people through it. You know what I mean? Whether I'm an idiot on TikTok
Right.
or I'm like, like I had like my favorite post that I made, I think in the last forever was I said, it's time to go back in the studio.
Mm,
I was like, it's time to go make another
that's
record.
cool.
And I was like, so even though everyone tells me not to poll, I was like,
You
I
did it.
want to know. I was like,
Do people want me
I
to?
was like, what do you want to hear?
What'd they say?
Weirdly, and I'm not usually this like professional, but someone in my office went and broke down. I don't even know how many thousands of responses through Facebook and all that because they share the post everywhere. This massive percentage said, we want jazz, we want swing, but can it be originals
Mm,
in that style? And I was like, this is amazing. How come I'm not doing this more?
mm.
And so I think more and more I'd love to, like it's not, I don't like, I don't know. I know I have a lot of friends that have like the team, you know what I mean? The team is doing it and I like doing it.
Yeah.
I don't love a team doing it because every time I do it, it just feels like it's off brand and something's weird about it, even if we can't articulate why
Mhm.
it didn't work. So, I mean, that's where we meet now. Before I go on tour, I got to meet there. I got to go to Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
whatever, and TikTok and wherever the hell else you're supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, make sure you follow Michael on Instagram for
Thank you.
sure. You got great stuff there, man. Yeah.
My page is luisanalopilato.com.
Michael
God,
Bublé
my
on
wife is so
Instagram.
hot. Let's be honest. They're going to follow her more than they ever follow me. I would too.
I'm gonna have to connect our wives at some point because I'm sure they'll
Dude,
do a Spanish movie together or something.
Without a doubt, my wife would be thrilled.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too? I think that they would, I think my wife would love to connect with someone who may be able to understand better than anyone else exactly what she's feeling, what she's talking about.
Yeah. It's funny, before we get to the last two questions, my wife was like, she's made 40 movies. Her last one was #1 on Amazon 2 weekends
That's
ago.
awesome.
Last year was #1 on Netflix, the movie that she wrote and produced and starred, all this stuff. she's like, I don't need to make more movies for a couple of years. I just want to be a mom,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm already like, she's already got opportunities coming to her like the end of next year. I'm like, okay, be a mom, yes. And you don't have, you can do both.
That's exactly,
you know, it's like you don't have to make movies nonstop.
Yes.
But you can figure out a way to do both. We'll
and
make
you
it
see
work.
her happy, right? When
Of
she's
course,
doing
she's
it.
like thrives, man. She's she's
absolutely.
writing still.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's like loving the creative process. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Same as my wife. It's the same thing.
Okay, two final questions. I got to
Sure.
get you out of here. Before I ask them, I want to acknowledge you, Michael, for your authenticity, man. Just being truly who you are and being open and vulnerable and honest about all this stuff, the insecurities, the highs, the lows, everything you've been up to.
Thanks, Liz.
I think it's really cool that you've been able to be yourself for 20 plus years in this industry where most people lose themselves. I think a lot of people, you see them doing things, you're like, did they do that for attention? Is that really them? Yeah. Maybe it got a lot of likes or followers or some type of financial opportunity for them, but you start to see them going off a little bit. And I want to acknowledge you for being consistently who you are as a father, as a husband, as a family guy first.
Thank you.
Through your career, and not burning yourself out, not doing press every day, not doing touring every day, but saying, this is my dream life. And it's okay if I'm not number one at everything of every moment, or I'm always on tour in front of the biggest audiences, because the real value comes in when you're watching Dora the Explorer with your 4 kids in bed. And that's what you're going to remember the most. And your kids are going to remember that, even if you don't think they will. And so I acknowledge you for being a great dad, showing up for them imperfectly the way you do, and doing it your way, man. Not to take Frank's words, but doing it your way throughout this journey.
Thanks.
And I know that you're going to continue to be a massive success for decades to come, as long as you do it your way.
Thank you.
So I acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
I've got these 2 final questions.
Sure.
This is called the 3 truths questions. So it's a hypothetical scenario. Imagine you get to live as long as you want, but it's your last day on earth. And hypothetically, you've got to take all of your work with you. So no one has access to your songs or movies or anything you ever make, hypothetical. And for whatever reason, on the last day, you get to leave behind 3 lessons that you've learned with the world. I call it 3 truths. And this is what we would get to be reminded of you by, these 3 lessons. What would be those 3 lessons for you that you would share with the world?
The 3 lessons?
And maybe you'd share it with just your family and we would get to hear it too. But what would be those 3 truths for you?
I think the 3 truths, one of them would be that to try as best you can to live with an attitude of gratitude.
Let's go.
Honestly, this life is very quick, and being grateful, I think, is healthy. Second, I would say that I would hope to impart that individually, human beings have so much power. We feel small. We feel like we're alone. We feel like we're helpless, or at least that we can't help. But you have so much power just as an individual. And I mean, it doesn't have to be big. You just walk out of your apartment or your house, and it is one kind random act. It's saying good morning. It's telling someone you like their shoes. You have no idea how much you can impact and change somebody's life, And 3, try to be as honest with yourself as possible, because it's easy to lie to people, but it's even easier to lie to yourself. And I think I can put myself in a position to know that if it was the last day on earth, I would hope that as I sat there alone with my own thoughts, that I would be able to know, as my eyes were about to close and nothingness was coming, that I, even through all my flaws or faults, I liked myself.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I spread the good word and carried that love of God in my heart and passed that on to my babies.
I've got one final question. That was beautiful. I might have to have you back on in the future.
Okay, let's go.
Because
Done.
I did
listen, you can edit this. For sure, we are going out for dinner.
Let's do
The
it.
wives are going to
Yes.
hang. We're going to sit there, listen to them speak
Yeah.
Spanish.
And
I'm
we'll,
like,
yeah, we'll try to
let's
listen. We'll
go.
try to
I
understand.
can't wait to hear them. I'm deeply
Oh, they're
interested.
gonna.
And honestly, I wonder what they're going to come up with. I'll bet
Oh
you,
yeah,
I will bet you right
they'll
now,
make a movie together or
I
something.
bet you $1,000,000 they're going to do something together.
It will be featured in the
Because
movie.
my wife has all of those movies on Amazon, Netflix.
Yeah.
All the same things you're talking
From
about.
Argentina. They probably know the same people. It's like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I'm the only thing I really wanted to dive into more was faith, about
Sure.
your faith, but we don't have time for it. So I'm gonna have to do it another time. Or maybe this would be a private conversation that
Sure.
I'll share another time
Yeah.
with the audience. Because I did want to know about how your faith plays a role.
Well, before we go, why don't we
Yes.
just say something?
Okay.
Because I
I'm
think
trying to be respectful of your time. They're letting me know,
I just,
like, hey,
I just think it's hugely important for me.
yes. How has your faith impacted
Well, it's
you?
everything. We talked about
Yeah.
priorities, and that is number one. That's
Yeah.
ahead of the kids. It's ahead of my wife. It's ahead of my life, my business. Number one is faith. Number one is faith.
What is your relationship with God like?
Great, really nice personal relationship. I'm a failure in every way. But it's funny, man. I was in bed last night and I was like, even in my own self, I was like, in my heart, I was like, God, I love you. I love you
Wow.
so much. Like I know I'm so imperfect. God, I wish I was better. But I was like, God, if this happened tonight and I didn't wake up, I love that connection. I love it so much. I love that I share it with my children. I love it that my wife, that her faith was so strong that when I was wavering, and I love that I can feel this and have this without ever making people feel pukey about it. Because I have a hard time with people that smush it in your face and like so much of when we talk about faith, there's so much I just cringe because I go, they're not there. There's no faith there. They're hiding behind their faith, and they think because they go to church on Sunday, but they're horrible people doing horrible things. That's not faith. Just because you say whatever, that's
Are you
all.
living it?
You
Yeah, you're
live it,
living
man. Are
it.
you living it or you're not living it? Because, and then there's this other thing. Like I like watched Matthew McConaughey,
He's great.
and I was like, how cool. And this inspired me, man. No joke. And it's the reason why I know I'm turning people off sometimes. I know it, man.
When
I
you
know.
talk about your faith.
Yeah, man. I know that there's,
But you're turning a lot of people
like,
on
I'm
too.
not going to get onto the top 200 jazz dudes in Rolling Stone because I'm not cool. Like, why? I'm not cool. He's this like God loving dude. Like,
Yeah, you're not drinking an alcoholic. You're not
I
doing
am.
drugs.
By the way,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
you know, I'm doing all those things.
Yeah.
I really am. I mean, I'm not perfect,
Yeah.
but I love my God, man.
Yeah.
That's, and like, and then by the way, just so you know too, every single show of The Voice, when it was me, Gwen, Snoop, Reeves, uh, even now, we don't step out to that stage without holding hands.
Really?
Man.
All together.
All together, dude.
All praying together.
All pray together.
Who leads it?
Sometimes me, sometimes Snoop, sometimes Reba.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? Never push it on people. Just like, hey, you know what? Hey, give us the power right now to come out and help these young people and spread the light and the good word of love and empathy and kindness and goodness and maybe lead people towards it so they can feel this way in their tummy, or whatever. And so when I talk about Matthew McConaughey, that was like, I remember watching and going like, this dude is putting himself out there. And there's somebody right now, because it's weird how you can say and nobody blinks an eye. But if you say, hey, praise God, that's great, God is great, people go like, oh. It's like, I've just always found that weird. I was like, so I love that you and I had this great platform. And I don't care if someone watches this and they go, you know what? I feel the way I feel. Whatever. I don't care if they're Christian or Catholic or Jewish or Muslim or whatever they are. And they go, you know what? I love my personal relationship with my God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And you know what? That talk that I watched Lewis and Mike have, I can say that. I can, you know what? When my friends ask me or I'm out at dinner, I'm not going to be afraid to, to say it, to put, my cards down and say, yeah, Yeah, I got a good, strong faith
Mm-hmm.
because it's weird for me. We're in a world where, dude, you know, I have a great pastor, Pastor Dave. Hey, and he did a sermon a couple months back, and it was awesome, man. He was just talking about the lights being out, man. And he said, lights are out everywhere. And he said, you know, he said, I stayed at a hotel, and he said, and the lights in the city went out, but this hotel was an old hotel and had a generator. He said, so lights were out everywhere, but this old hotel, it stayed lit for us. He said, you know, we had a little dinner, you know, we went to sleep, we plugged in our phones. And he said, faith is that generator. He said, the lights are going out all over the place. He said, but faith is that generator, you know, and though it may be dark and though it may seem scary, you know what? You're allowed to keep that light, that pilot light on inside you and keep things lit up when everything else is getting dark. And that's what faith is. And so I hope that people have that for when they go through that time, or even when they don't go through that time. Just I think it lifts them up and helps
Keep
them
that
get
light
through.
on, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, beautiful. Next time we'll talk more about that.
Cool.
But final question, Michael, what's your definition of greatness?
Having this conversation with you, being completely present, talking about faith, and then going next door as quickly as I can before I get home because they're doing all you can drink mimosas.
There you go, right across the street.
Let's go.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks, man.
In the sense of like just working all the time. I want to be able to enjoy why I'm doing this and go live life and find the kind of simplicities. That's what it's about. So I think like if I can create amazing things for my kids and also keeping them in somewhat like humble creatively, that's what I hope.